AITA for taking my kids to go meet my husband's abusive father even after he said no. I, 42F, and my husband, also 42, Daryl, have 3 children, an 18-year-old son, a 13-year-old daughter, and a 9-year-old daughter. Daryl and I have been together since we were 15 and got married at 18. Throughout our relationship, I've never really had any contact with his father. Daryl has always kept his distance from him and kept me away as well. Therefore, I don't know much about his father personally, other than the few things Daryl has mentioned, like how his father was abusive towards him and his sister. Daryl's mother took her own life when he was 13, and he's been in therapy since then. Consequently, his relationship with his father is practically non-existent, and his only real family is his younger sister. My interactions with Daryl's father occurred before we got married. Daryl has always tried to keep me as far away from him as possible. I've only met him when I first met Daryl's family and when Daryl graduated high school. After we got married, Daryl cut all contact with his father and prohibited me and our kids from ever reaching out to him or inviting him to any family events. Our children have never met their grandfather, and it has always bothered them. They have a close relationship with my sister-in-law, Daryl's sister, who has been present at every major family gathering. Despite not being very close to her, I maintain a good relationship with her. When I asked her about their parents and their upbringing, she avoided the question and changed the subject, indicating discomfort. Similarly, Daryl has been reluctant to share much about his family history, reacting similarly when our kids inquire about it. During Thanksgiving dinner, when my entire family, including my sister-in-law, was present and enjoying themselves, my youngest child asked about their grandfather's absence, sparking a series of questions from all the kids about why he was never around. Overwhelmed, my sister-in-law stormed out, and Daryl scolded the kids, then went to check on his sister. After returning home, Daryl sternly instructed the kids to never mention their grandfather again, emphasizing that he does not exist. However, this only fueled the kids' curiosity, and they began pressuring me to let them meet their grandfather, despite Daryl's prohibition. Feeling sympathy for them, I eventually agreed to take them to see their grandfather, instructing them to keep it a secret from their father. Upon returning home, my husband was shocked to learn where we had been and left abruptly without giving me a chance to explain. His sister followed, expressing her anger at my decision. Now, my kids are confused and asking what happened, and I'm unsure how to explain. So, am I the asshole for allowing my kids to meet my husband's abusive father without his consent? Update, 4 days later. Don't forget to subscribe for more Reddit stories. Hello everyone, I apologize for the delay in responding and updating you all. Life has been quite hectic since my last post. I want to start by admitting something that I've been hesitant to acknowledge. I've always wanted to meet my husband's father, and I've mentioned Grandpa to my kids more than a few times. I didn't want to admit this, because I understood my husband's painful history and didn't want to seem insensitive to his feelings or those of his sister. However, deep down, I felt it was unfair that I was kept away from his father, and I harbored a desire for some form of relationship with him since he is still family. I struggled to admit that my feelings were misguided. I must confess that I used my kids as an excuse and rationalized my actions based on their curiosity and desire to meet their grandfather. I recognize now that this was wrong of me. My family is aware of the situation, as they noticed my husband's absence from home. I've faced criticism and ostracization for my decision. I'm making efforts to rebuild my relationship with my husband. While he accepted my apology, he's staying with his sister until he feels ready to return home and trusts me again. I understand that I betrayed his trust. I've taken into account your comments, and you're right. My kids deserve to know the whole truth about their grandfather and why he was never present. So, I gathered them all, including the youngest, and explained everything. I assured them that they did nothing wrong, and I took full responsibility for my actions. I also explained why Dad hasn't been at home for the past few days. Despite the challenges and the doubts expressed by some, I believe our family can heal and overcome this. I won't give up. I'm committed to working through this, and I'm optimistic that my husband will return, and we'll be a family again. I'll provide updates whenever possible and respond to comments when I can. Thank you for your support and understanding.